AIX. Okay. So, how should reading be taught? So, six sections A to F, A to F. Okay, 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 okay. So, A is solved. IX, debate among educators. Okay. So, educators here. Okay. B, three general approaches have been tried. Approaches have been tried. The whole instruction. Okay. So, controversial approach. Controversial approach. Okay. 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 Whole instruction. So, context the story. Speakers of many languages learn the relationship between letters and sounds associated. When children taught how to use our alphabets. Okay, okay, okay. Uh, just teaching reading. So here, disagreement about reading process, the rules of debate, combined approach, methods of teaching reading. Okay, contribution of social inclusive research about with learners, allowing teachers more control, a debate amongst educators. So this is one is okay. So approach teaching reading. So this is IV. However, many linguists facilities objected to the abandonment of phonics American school. Why was this so? In short, because research had clearly demonstrated that understanding how letters related to the component sounds in words is critically important in reading. The conclusion is sense. Uh, the whole language instruction have argued for meaning is one of those of today accept this view. Accept this view. Most believe reading is typically process of rapidly sounding out words mentally compelling evidence of which show that subject often confuse homophones words that sound the same. Uh, this supports the idea that readers convert strings of letters to sounds. So, inconclusive research with learners allowing teacher more control, a debate among educators. Okay, inclusive research. Okay, controversial approach, a combined approach, the rules of debate, disagreement with the reading process, disagreement about the reading process. Uh, uh, the how letters related to common and whole words are critically important in reading this conclusion rests in part the knowledge of experience readers may sense of page together all language function argued forcefully that people meanings are from brain without ever so combined disagreement about reading process disagreement argued. Okay, so most believe reading is typically process of rapidly reading, compelling evidence for this arguments and subjects often confuse homophones. This supports the idea that readers convey strange letter of sounds. So, disagreement about reading process. No methods of teaching reading. Methods of teaching reading. So, okay, methods of teaching reading. Methods of teaching leading IX, allowing teachers more control research with learners, inclusive research. Okay, in order to evaluate different approaches to teaching reading, a number of experiments have have been carried out firstly with colleagues, students, then with the school pupils, investigators trained. So a controversial approach, combined approach to rules of debate, disagreement about the reading process, research with learners. inclusive research, allowing teacher more control. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Methods. You will learn to entire words related with things of Arabic. Readers who will thought the rules of answers. Students were a part of this magazine section. Using the half per thousand it is this children this study found the first group scored higher that year end of the essay of reading comprehension, inclusive research with learners. So VII, this is VII, VII, D, VII, VII. Okay. So, if researchers are so convinced about the need of phonics instruction, why does the debate continue? Because the controversy, inclusive research, controversial. Okay, okay. Why the debate, 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 the rules of debate. Between the traditional and progressive approaches, the differences that have the same in the progressive challenges and Victoria around the okay. So the debate, rules of debate, rules of debate or controversial approach. So rules of debate, I. Schools of education insisted that what they reading teachers learn something about the past research and mysteries, believing that based on reading their graduates would be more eager to would be prepared so effectively they could allow their pupils of lives welcome using all language activities supplement points. We teachers need to strike a balance. So F is insisted that would be reading teachers learned. So research would learn, allowing teacher more control, learn something about as research and basically that based on reading, their values will be eager to use one, would be prepared to do so effectively. They could allow the public to apply this sort of phonics while reading within whole language activities and then help to make reading fun, meaningful to children. Now teachers more control. Okay, inclusive research, controversial approach, combined the approach also debate disagreement about the reading process. So allowing teachers more control. This is VII. The whole language approach relates letter to sounds, relates letters to sounds. So it was this is here in the speakers of most languages learn the relationship between the speakers of most languages learn the relationship between letters and sounds associated with them. That's children how we use their knowledge of alphabet to sound out words. The model and processing the text of too. So the whole language approach relates letters to sound. Okay, true. Many educators believe the whole language approach the most interesting way to teach children to read. Whole language, whole language approach. Okay. Many schools have adopted a different approach. So, whole word instruction, teaching reading, the whole language approach to the most interesting way to teach children is relies on child experience with the language. For example, students are offered books and encouraged to guess the words that do not know the sentence. Another sound which is adopted the whole language approach because it's Initiative, appeal, making reading fun. Initiative to be the most interesting way to teach children. Initiative. To be the most interesting way to teach children to read. وكمان طريقة language إبراهيم approach because it's a native appeal making reading fun. Okay, okay, okay. More interesting way to teach. So this is true. Research supports the theory that we read without linking words. Research supports the theory that we read without linking words to sound. Research has shown that the whole, okay, the phonics, linguistics, so it was here, linguistics. And the teaching community question the username. Okay, so teaching the community students in the learning in the future, teachers need to be aware of they understand phonics. They should not, however, ignore the ideas of which make it reading enjoyable to learners. Mm, okay, so in the teaching community, the question the use this, the whole word method, the whole language method, using the whole to supplement phonics. The usefulness, question the usefulness of research into methods of teaching reading. These, okay, teaching reading. Activities on phonics instruction certainly helps to make reading fun meaningful for children. So no one would want to see such tools discovered. Indeed, recent work has indicated that combination literature based in phonics are more often either used alone. Okay, so no here whole language method. This is C, teaching reading. These critics believe that is compatible with student-centered learning. Balance, but in work with them that reading deny this indications neglecting the needs of their students. Okay. In the future, teachers need to be aware of so that they understand the importance of phonics. Phonics. Uh, Phonics teachers and indeed recent work has indicated that the teacher-based instruction, phonics method, and phonics is more powerful than either method used alone. Phonics method, Ibrahim. Okay, okay, linguistic. And they should not, however, ignore the ideas of which make reading enjoyable. Of research studies, enjoyable for learners. Ah, okay. So research has shown that phonics is more successful than both the whole word and whole language approaches. Whole word and whole language. Whole phonics, phonics, whole word and whole language. From phonics. So phonics, the false. Research has shown that the whole word approach is less effective than the whole language approach. Whole word. Word is less effective than the whole word approach. Less effective, false, less effective, not given. Research supports the theory that we read without linking words to sound. This is false. Okay. Without linking words to sounds, linking words to sound. Learn linking words to sounds. The children are taught how to use their knowledge of the alphabet to sound out words. Okay, so ignore the ideas of which make idea of all language, which make reading enjoyable for learners and phonics. It's meaningful for, so this is phonics method. This is a okay, this is a, and this is the, these critics believe that is incompatible with student-centered learning. This is say the whole language method, whole language method. champions student centered learner. Okay, hidden center. Question: the usual usefulness of research into methods of teaching reading. Teaching reading. Okay, the second one. Fishbone Roman Palace. Fishbone Palace was the first structure to be built on its site. Structure to be built on its site. This is false. Okay, Fishbone Palace was renovated more than once. Renovated. Fishbone Palace was large in comparison with Roman palaces in Italy. Italy. شوف إيطالي. Italy. Okay, was large in comparison with Roman palace. Then and would have been approximately equivalent to some of the Greek equivalent also, and was by far the largest non-Roman residence north in Alps. Okay, large forest. Research is continuing the area close to continuing research is continuing in the area close to Fisherman Falls. Research. Okay, researchers agree on the identity of the person of whom Asia was constructed. Japan Palace was burned down by local people. Burned down. Okay, keep them down. So, went on fire. So, by local people. So, no, no balance. Blowing, recent description, and three. But this alternate was complete when North Wing was destroyed. North Wing began began. These alterations were complete when the North Wing was destroyed. The damage was great to repair, and the palace was abandoned and later dismantled by local people. Okay, not given. The first building on the site contained food for the first buildings on the site. First building on the site contained food for building. First building. Food contained food. Okay, so contained food for Heirs building. The palace buildings around it. Then the second and third centuries, color was added to second and third centuries. And third centuries, color was added to the of the palace. Okay. Black was added to the with many of the original black and white and more and including alteration where movement on the plus mandala the extensive alterations, many original black mosaic floors being overlaid with more color ones. So, you so this is no more than two words. So, uh, music floors, music floors, discovery. Okay, the first part of the palace was to of the palace to the found was part of a Out of the palace to the fount. Palace to the fount. As part of the palace to the fount was part of a to be located on the site where constructing the first part of the palace was to the fount was part of a as part of the and the early part of conquest. Okay, of a con of a was early part of the conquest. Possible in several writings. Gideon's Locolo, he may have lived there until approximately AD Sallustius, Sallustius, AD Sallustius. Okay, Sallustius, localu. Okay, so this is Sallustius until he have lived there after Sallustius. It is when Sallustius, a Roman governor in the late 100 who may have been the son of British prince, suggests in the village was given approximately. It may only was for few years, science that Nicholas was executed shortly 93. Uh, uh, Solstice. So 93. 93. Okay. So Verica. Here is Verica. British King. Okay, sons his were found there. Catarus. King Catarus, his Catarus. Uh, British King Verica, a British king that either Verica, a British king during the Roman the years of the Graudian, was the owner of the palace, or the Beros Claudius following the he was found there. He was found there. Following the recent discovery of a gold ring belonging to him, his gold ring, of gold ring. Okay, so how many words? Two words. His gold ring. He was rebrand early in 2000 and okay. Destroyed. Okay, so a present day has been built on the site to help protect it. Okay. Museum has been built by six and most of the visible remains, including one ruins of the gardens, have been replanted using And from the moment, I mean, to has been built on the side to help and to protect it. It's not it. The museum has built by Sussex, it incorporating most of the visible remains, including one lines of the palace. The gardens have been replanted using so modern museum. So this one, modern museum, gold ring, 39 conquest music floors. Okay, okay, okay. So research is continuing in the area close to Fisherman Palace. Research. Uh, Okay, Garcia agrees on the identity of the person to whom Bishopon was constructed. Constructed. Where is constructed? Constructed. So, constructed. The person was constructed. Was parallel imperial construction. So, I mean, there are numbers of theories agree on the identity, so false. Fishbone was renovated uh, more than once, renovated. So, uh, Google translate. Okay. renovated تم تجديده okay renovated more than once true okay so here research is continuing the area close to fishermen is continuing the area close to fishermen palace not given okay the first buildings on the site contain food for uh, okay. So there is these two. The first building on the site contain food for the first buildings. Sorry, food, food for. We started one with the clay and mortar floors and plaster walls. It appears to have been a house of some comfort. These buildings were domination and replaced by a substantial stone house which included colonnades and past use. It has been suggested that the self-incorporating that previous house in it was constructed seeing the weight in the ground plan and collection of bricks found said that giving close parallel and it in Rome its construction may be dead. Mm, mm, Sweet room, the last reception room, ceremonial reception room, and the gallery. In the owner private apartments, central heating, bathhouse, approximately equivalent to okay. Uh, food. What is food? Food. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so food. I can't find food. Food. Fish pond. Roman stories established. Gardens were constructed. Right. Quickly preserving and province beyond which was abandoned. Okay. Okay, so part three, the effect of man-made mutations in insects. So insect decision making. So paragraph A, the effect of man-made mutation in insect, the need or to instruct additional insect cues, signals used by certain insects to indicate discovery. Okay, how urgency can affect the process of finding new home, the use of trained insects and testing scientific terms, the use of virtual scenario in the study of the number of decision makers affect the decision. Okay, it has been long held the decision made and decision made by large groups of people are more likely to turn out to be accurate, uh, more than decision made by how the number of decision makers affect the decision. This one is A. This is A. Okay. A is VII. VII. Okay. Paragraph B. Paragraph B. So now it's becoming clear that the group decisions are also extremely valuable for the success of social animals. Okay. Okay. So the need to instruct additional insect groups. When you want success of such elements, these makes or collective decisions and they do it rather well according to say economic science study group decision humans and like goes upstairs to further they don't live in their home. Okay. Here, the process eventually leads to the best site and requires one the amount will be reliable with the base choosing the best site when even there are only small differences between alternative sites. The use of trained insects in testing scientific theories, how urgency can affect the process of finding new home signals used by certain insects to indicate a discovery. So after a while, the other bees, some visit the side signal and see themselves. The return also perform more waggle dances. The process eventually leads to consequences beside and breakaway swarm migrants. So discovery, the need to instruct additional insect groups, the effect of man-made mutations in insects, how urgency can affect the of a new, how urgency can affect the process of finding a new home. Okay. Waggle dance. Use of virtual scenarios in studying insect behavior. Use of virtual scenarios of study how numbers. Okay, so this is most signals used by certain insects to indicate the discovery. This is I. Okay, C. So this is A, B, C, but exactly how do bees reach such uh, so here wiggle dance, best. Okay, okay. Yeah, but exactly how reach robots consequently found his colleagues use a computer-generated model decision-making process by expanding if they found model missing in their information. Okay, migration leaving the swarm homeless and the waggle dances of other without first checking the researchers identifies his best size depends on the bees and granting dependence from permissive. So this is effect of man-made mutations on insects, the need of instruction signals, how urgency, the use of trained insects in testing scientific theories, trained insects of the use of virtual scenarios in the study of insect behavior. Virtual scenarios. Okay, another situation in which collective decisions are taken pure when animals are either isolated from any source of information or dominated by other members of the group. Belgium use submit a heavy of the living cockroach and control the decision and hence artificial bugs are introduced to live ones and soon became sufficient socially integrated that they were perceived that the real coaches are equal dominating the robots which were in the military army pursued Breed shelter were rejected before being inflated by the robots. So the need to instruct additional insects will affect management and insects signals indicate a discovery how the urgency, the use of trained insects in testing scientific trained insects, use of virtual scenario study of insects behavior. So scientific theories, this is V, this is V. This is V. Okay. Paragraph E. The way of insects about any effective collective decision can be important. Hence, how species of ant establishes a new nest. Okay, Frank is reported insects reduce the problem associated with swift choice. If ants existing nest become suddenly threatened, okay, insects choose the certain ant to act as cows. Okay. So how urgency can affect the process of finding a new home. How quickly they accomplish the transfer a new home depends on only how soon the best available. Okay. So this is how urgency the use how urgency version scenario study of insect behavior, the effect of man-made mutations on insects. Okay. Borderline security user problems associated with making need additional insects. The need to instruct additional insects. Use signals to indicate a discovery. How urgency affect the process of finding a new home. The user in testing scientific theories. The use of virtual scenario study. Okay. So this is A B this is A B C D E F. F F is how urgency can affect the process of finding a new home. If a new home, okay, finding a new home. So this is F. F is the urgency IV. Okay. Certain members can influence the rest of the group to alter a previous decision. Certain members can influence the rest of the group to alter previous decision. Okay, this is uh, Josie, hello, Nicholas, de Corinthia. Okay. Josie, Nigel, Franks, and his colleagues. Nigel Franks and his colleagues. So, more individuals taking part in a decision, the better the decision will be. The decision-making process of certain insects produce excellent results when multiple tasks are required. Individual verification of both choice is important for successful decision outcome. Medial verification, certain members can influence the rest of the group to alter previous decision. So, importance of decision themselves to use the pronunciated with choices extending the to certain ants to act as a scouts to find a new nest. So certain members can influence individual verification of both choice. Okay, so it depends on how the site and the migration theory can be achieved. New nest defined chosen ants began to lead others which have made it to the new site by dignity. So navigating to both choice is important successful decision the most important taking part in decision to better decision making process of the certain insect produce excellent results when multiple tasks are required. So this is Nigel Franks, this is the okay. So the more individuals taking part in the better okay. So this is Nicholas, this is a decision-making process of certain insects produce excellent results when multiple tasks are required. Individual verification of a process proposed choice is important for successful. So this is Nicholas and Ningel. You say hello, Christian Lest and colleagues. Christian Lest and colleagues. Okay. Christian Lest and colleagues. Christian list, okay, action available, Christian list, okay, maybe and humans and necessary, the doctor list, look at the colonies are certain queen goes off, third, home living on the bar some search. So, decision making process, certain things produce excellent results, and multiple individual verification post choice is important, successful decision outcome. Meaning and reported back using a movement known as wiggle dance. Okay, so Individual verification. So this is a Christian list, and this is B, and decision making process. So Christian list, you say hello, 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 you say hello. So this is you say hello, this is C. Okay, this is C. Okay, Bristol University study looked at how insects make decisions when their home uh, has been attacked when their home has been threatened. Okay, so this the ants in the experiment relate on the use of individuals called the ants on experiment and the experiment relate on the use of individuals called new nest and efficiently called okay called suitable new nest threatened I we achieved new nest. Okay, suitable newness. One word only. Okay, and here study concluded that the effective implementation of ANS decision made the ANS could change homes quickly. The study embraces the necessity for people will says of having active in order to execute decisions successfully. The decision successfully. mm, Vision these decisions. So once you suitable have made it new, which unity back to original 3D nest. In this way, those ants which are would help with transport. For example, the queen and the young ants inside the chimney show the way how ants which have been left behind the gap to the old nest. In this way, moving process are accomplished faster and more efficiently. Okay, when one decision maintenance six could change home quickly the quickly quickly almost faster and efficiently. The study emphasizes necessity for people well as insects of having active. The dynamics with elective decisions are closely related to efficient implementation of those decisions. How this might apply to choices that a human make is as yet unclear, but it does research for the importance of recruiting dynamic leaders, for having active leader was thinking LinkedIn. Okay, dynamic. So these leaders the study emphasizes necessity for people well as insects of having active, even for humans, the importance of recruiting dynamic leaders to cause because the most important thing, collective decision making, as shown by these insect experiments, it got others to follow to in order to execute decisions successfully. Successfully. Okay, so active leaders. So, C and E, C and E, C and E. So, A, B, C. But the examining the lesson he will generate a model decision making process by experimenting with. They have found a model with finding nesting size, but do not share their information. This dramatically slowed down the migration, leaving the swarm version. So how signals used by certain insects to indicate us the need to instruct the additional insect use. Okay. Uh, And we did around when bees in model were very good at finding nesting sites but do not share their information. That's slow down the immigration, leaving the swarm homeless and vulnerable. Conversely, bees in model blindly following the waggle dances of others without first checking. The researchers concluded that the ability to bees identify successfully and quickly the best size depends on both bees interdependence in communicating the well-being about and they're independent in confirming this information for themselves. So then this is now IIIVIVI, no, the use of virtual scenarios and study of insect behavior. No use this is V. Use of certain in testing scientific theories. Know how urgency can affect. Know signals used by certain insects to indicate the discovery. No the need to instruct additional insect use effect of man-made emissions on insects. So this is II. Okay, so paragraph A, B, C, D, E. So the way insects vote in infect E. So the way insects vote in affect collective decision. I study how a species of ant establish a new nest. Plants insects reduce the prominence so if the existing nest becomes suddenly threatened, the insects choose certain ants to act as scouts to find a new nest. So the effect of man-made emissions on insects. No, the need additional insect use. No. Signals used by certain insects to indicate as a discovery? No. How urgency? IV. How urgency? How urgency can affect the process of finding a new home? The use of trained insects in testing scientific theories. Aha, this one. V, V. Okay, this is we used it in paragraph D here. Okay, so the use of virtual scenarios in study of insect behavior. Virtual scenarios, this is about the cockroaches and purposes. Okay, the use of virtual scenarios in the study of insect behavior. This is virtual scenarios in the study of insect. The use of virtual scenarios in the study of insect behavior. This is VI, and E is V. The use of trained insects in testing six behavior. The use of trained insects in testing scientific theories. Trained insect. The use of version study of the okay rejected trained and scientific theories. No, this is V. It was V. Paragraph E is VI. The use of virtual scenarios in the study of insect. The trained. The insects choose certain ants to act as its cause to find a new nest. So this is maybe V and this is VI. Okay. So this is okay. So the first building 13. There is one here. Okay, choose anyone. I. This is A, B, C. So instruction have argued what was the child reading be thought. However, since research and clearly demonstrated the instruction universally, I believe. So this is VII. Okay, so let's put disagreement about reading. This is I. This is I. Okay, disagreement. Okay, so here also the first building and food, the palace building surrounded, and this is this one. Okay, and this one is the palace building surrounded the palace building, surrounded by surrounded the palace building surrounded by gardens. surrounded, gardens. Was built, have been granted grants from Roman period. Okay, surrounded, all surrounded. Okay. So six. Okay, okay. So here there is okay, in part one many mistakes. There is 17 mistakes. So scouts is suitable, threatened leaders. Okay. So also here there is many mistakes. And part two, gardens, music floors, congress, golden, modern. Okay. Also here there is many mistakes. In part two there is some mistakes. Okay. So let's start in part one. There is five. Question five, a combined approach. Question five. So III. So combined approach. Paragraph. F. Combined approach. F. So School of Educators. So explain. This is that different methods should be used together, supports combining phonics and whole language approaches. Combining. So combined approaches. Okay, combining your whole language activity supplement. The combination is more powerful than either method used alone. So this is combined. I combined approach. Okay, and there is another mistakes. Six false. The whole language approach relates letters to sounds. Why it's false? So discusses a combined approach that incorporates both phonics and whole language methods matching. So combined approach. Using whole language activities to supplement phonics instruction combination more powerful than either method. Okay, so this is false, and there is also 10. Is it true? 10 is it true? 10 is it true. Research has shown that phonics is more successful than both the whole word and whole language approaches. So phonics. So the experiments in the passage show phonics is more effective than the whole word method, and the suggests whole word agreeing with the segment readers. So the rules of phonics could read many more new words. Study found the first group scored higher. First group scored higher. Okay, so this is true. 10 is true. Okay, true. And this is okay. 11, 12, 13, 14. Teaching communities to explain in section E here, and this is C, the whole language method, the whole language method. So the is E, progressive, progressive, progressive is challenge of results, the results of research, progressive, and section E. Progressive challenge. The progressive challenge the results of laboratory tests and classroom studies based on so results progressive challenge. Okay. And after that is A. A is the phonics method. Phonics method. E. Phonics method. Finland and France have divided educators. So section E implies phonics such seen traditionally in conflicts with progressive student-centered learning, student-centered learning, student-centered learning, student-centered learning, phonics method. Philosophical differences have divided educators. So here is A, the phonics method. The phonics method. New teaching of phonics. Okay, so here phonics method, and after that G. G 12 is a, they can believe that student-centered learning. Student-centered learning, a champion, principle, philosophical skepticism about the values of research, question, values of research matching with E progressive. Second implies phonics, additionally complex progressive student-centered learning, supporting EA phonics method. Phonics method. Applies phonics in traditionally complex philosophical differences and the indicators. Okay, so G 13 is G research studies. 13 is G. 13 is G is research studies. Research studies. Research studies. Research studies. So about the past research and diagnostics and research. Okay, so this is 13. 13. In the future, teachers need to be aware of research studies. This is that would be leading teachers learn something about the past research studies. Okay, so educators, teachers, we they need to understand importance phonics. They should not, however, ignore the ideas of. It would be more eager to use phonics and would be prepared to do so effectively. Say they can rely on phonics, meaning using all language activities supplement, which making reading enjoyable for learners. This is the last one is C. C is the whole language method. The whole language method. The whole language method. The whole help making reading fun. The whole language method. Okay, whole language method. Okay, okay. So this is part one. Part one. Part two. Let's see. Part two. Question 18. 18 is true. 18 is true. Research is continuing in the area close to Fission 1. So is it true? 18 is true. Explain. So a team of volunteers and professional armaments involved is ongoing archaeological inside of nearby possibly military buildings. military buildings. So, volunteers. So, research. 10 years research is continuing in the area close to Bishop Main Palace. Volunteers of national armies is involved in ongoing archaeological excavation on the site of nearby possibly military buildings. So this is true. True. Okay. And there is a Roman army, 21 Roman army. Roman army. The first buildings on the site contain for 20 Roman army. On the site of Roman army gain stores that had been established after the invasion. Grain, grain. Okay, grain stores. Roman army. So Roman army, Roman army, gardens, gardens. So where is gardens? Gardens, here is gardens. So Roman army, where is the Roman army? Roman army, Roman army, Roman army. Team of, where is the Roman army? Where is Roman? On the site of Roman army, grain stores that had been established after the invasion. After the invasion. Okay, so this large was first century AD. And the Roman grain stores had been established after the invasion during the regional Roman Empire in the 43. Okay, so Roman army, okay, gardens, wall, conquest. So 24 is wall, explain. So floors. Okay, so here walls, 24. Here, no more than two words. Uh, 20, okay, 24 is wall. So, first part of ballast was found was a part of floors. So, explained, no, not the floors, wall. So, after Walkman accidentally uncovered a wall while laying in water main, water main. Ah. After workman, water main. Mhm. So, okay. So, after woman accidentally uncovered the wall while lying a waterman. What is this? This is discovered by workers. By workers. Okay, 93, 93, Gold Ring, Modern Museum, 24, music floors, music floors, water, water. So after workman accidentally uncovered, waterman uncovered a wall while lying a waterman, waterman. Uh-huh. Okay. So, uh, after workman accidentally uncovered a wall, waterman, waterman, and 93, 93. What is 93? 93, gold ring. So, gold ring, modern museum, gold ring 93 wall, and after that, floors, gardens, where is gardens here? And Roman army. Okay, okay. Modern Museum Part 3. There is 30, number 30, paragraph C. So it's about insect decision making, paragraph C, A, B, C. A, B, C, C, it's I, need to instruct additionally, so it's not it's VI, 30 is VI. VI, use of virtual scenarios in the study of insect behavior. A, B, C. Virtual scenario study of insect behavior. Okay. Okay. The use of virtual scenarios. Okay, so this is okay, okay. And what else? What else? VI, VI. Okay, VI, and after that, I 31, I 31, paragraph D, A, B, C, D. So this was about cockroach, cockroach. This is I, the effect of man-made emissions on insects. Man-made emissions. Okay, man-made emissions on insects. This is I. Okay, 32 is IV. 32 32 is IV, 32 is IV, 32, 32 is IV, 32 is IV. How urgency can affect the process of finding a new home. Okay, and 33 is the need for to instruct additional insect groups. The need to instruct additional insect groups. And so on, best available size is found, but also how quickly migration can be achieved. Once a suitableness is identified, the chosen ants begin to eat adults, which have made it to new sites will simply be back. So the chosen ants begin to lead adults. So the need to instruct additional insect recruits. Okay, and here is DB. PAB, PAB. So this is the first one is C. C. Juice, juice, C. Okay, juice associated with influencing group decisions via robotic cockroaches. So juice, halloy. Okay, juice, halloy. So the certain members can influence the rest of the groups to alter a previous decision. Okay. Behavior of living creatures control the decision-making process. Certain members can influence the rest of the group to alter a previous decision. In this experiment, different artificial bugs were introduced to the live ones and soon become sufficiently socially integrated that they were perceived by the real cockroaches as equals by manipulating the robots which were in the military hallway. Okay, so this is Jose. And this is decision B. So B, Christian lesson colleagues. So B, individual verification of proposed choice is important for the successful, not C. Yeah, not C. So decision making process of certain insects produces excellent results when so C. Nigel Franks. Nigel Franks and his colleagues studies how a species of ant establishes a new nest. So, decision-making process of certain insects produces excellent results when multiple tasks are required. So this is okay. This is okay. So threatened scouts called scouts. The answer in experiment relate on the use of individuals. Okay, threatened is here. Where is it threatened? Threatened. So this is threatened. And okay. So the insect choose certain ants to act as scouts to find a new nest. So the ants in experiment relate on the use of individuals called scouts, a new nest and efficiently direct others to go there, scouts. Okay, then leaders. Okay, so this is 6. Okay.